our Irma?
She's in a pinch the last slice of bread. First come, first served, I say.
Well, you must have had close on half a loaf if there's naught left.
Well, I'm a growing lad, aren't I?
Mind that step, you great clown.
You know, it's about time the rag and bone man came round here. That donkey stone's getting a bit thin, isn't it?
Not much good him coming round here, is it? All the rags we've got we're wearing.
Hey, it's lovely Saturday. Hey, always get that weekend feel on a Saturday.
Oops, get away. Life's one long weekend for you, Stan Ogden.
You what?
You heard. Morning, Mrs. Sharples.
Good morning.
Now get inside and give this step a chance to dry.
That's right, love. You give it in.
Right, it's uphill work now, Mrs. Sharples.
Yes, I can imagine.
Oh, hello, Ena. I was just thinking about him.
Aye. I've been doing a bit of thinking and all. You know, the best time to think about Winston Churchill is when you're working your fingers to the bone, not lazing in your bed reading the scandal in newspapers.
Yes, you're right. Are you coming in?
No, I was just passing. What's that you've got on?
It's my dressing gown, Ena.
Looks like the old coat you were wearing 10 years back to me.
Well, it is, only I call it my dressing gown.
I just called here if you'd heard anything from the Tanners.
Heard what, Ena?
Oh, something like the noise of an atom bomb going on. I've been expecting ructions all night.
Well, no, I don't think so. If there's any noises, Bobby usually gets very excited. He thinks it's mice, you see, and he gets all set and he wiggles his back end. Oh, I don't think they're up yet. I think they must still be in bed, Ena. The blinds aren't drawn.
Oh, well, that could be camouflage. I better know one of us isn't sleeping.
Oh, get a move on, can't you? She'll be down in a minute. There's not just sweeten her up. Oh, hello, ma'am. It's a lovely bright day outside. Now, your bacon and tomatoes is ready, and the kettle will be on the boil in just a minute.
Are you training to be an air hostess or something?
No, just a loving son.
Oh, well, don't. Just be your own sweet natural say itself. It makes life much easier.
Life. Now, I've just been thinking about that life. And here we are, cooped up in this chicken run, when we could be living a life of luxury in a lovely little bungalow somewhere in the country, you know, with cows and that.
Cows?
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. We don't want to spend the rest of our lives stuck in this dump forever, do we?
Look, have you come into money or something? If not, stop daydreaming.
Well, we could live in another part of town, you know, in a flat or somewhere like that. Somewhere like with views, you know.
Views?
Yeah, views and all that sort of thing. Oh, well, ma'am, now listen to me. Now, just a minute. Now, I've got some sense to speak to here.
All right.
Now, listen. Let's face it. There's other places to go to, and if we have to leave here, there's plenty of places we can go.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
If we have to leave here? What makes you think we might be leaving here?
Well, you never know, and if we did, well, every cloud has got its silver lining.
Has it? Well, suppose you give it to me without the trimmings, then.
Ena Sharples has given us 4 weeks' notice. Now, you mustn't upset yourself, ma'am. You mustn't get excited. It's no good losing your temper. You must take this all calmly and collectively. Now, you mustn't start flapping it. That does no good at all. If it's no good at all.
So she's given us the boot, has she?
Oh, well, she don't know no better, does she? I mean, folk like that, they don't, do they? I mean, now, you mustn't upset yourself.
Well, you sit quiet and stop flapping. Now, we're going to play this cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. What we've got to do is to get public opinion on our side. It's what they call psychological warfare. Now, we've got to get everybody on our side, right?
Right.
Right. Now, I think I'll take the day off work. I'm not going to be much use to them without a roof over my head, am I?
No, I see your point.
Who shall we start with?
Hey, there's a smashing picture on at Luxie tonight.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, Miss Nugent saw it last night. She said it were dead educational. Historical, like, you know.
Oh, now suppose you'll be wanted to go, eh? What about your own work?
Well, I've finished my essay already. I can write like stink, you know, when I'm interested.
You wouldn't be trying to put one over on me, would you?
Oh, cross me heart.
All right, you can go.
Can I have my spending money then?
Have you spent up already?
Of course I have. It's Saturday.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of saving?
Yeah, I've tried. It all seems to melt away and I'll skip by Friday. Oh, I wish I were working.
No. We had enough of that, hadn't we, eh?
Yeah, well, I were only wishing. Thanks for the life. Baby's good to me, you know she's happy.
Somebody seems happy.
Aye, I've just given her her pocket money. Harry hasn't sent out this month.
Well, I've just written to Conceptual. Would you like me to put a note in?
No, I wouldn't bother. It's probably just slipped his mind. Hey, you want to get that clasp fixed while you're out?
Fixed while I'm out, I'd be lucky. It'll take a fortnight at least. Oh, do you want anything before I go?
Oh, kiss and a cuddle.
Really, such nonsense.
Hey, who does this remind you of? Ta-ra!
Oh, George Formby.
No, you crater. Walter Potts, alias Brett Blinking Fowl.
Oh, give up. I've got troubles enough of my own.
Why do we have to clean windows any road? We never look out of them.
Because I've told you, it starts us off in a better position, that's all. Now give over nattering and get cleaning up. And you just see the right person coming this way. Now, look, let me do all the talking, will you?
Yeah, all right. I wouldn't know what to say any road.
Good morning, Mrs. Tanner. Early for spring cleaning, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose it is, but I always believe in leaving as you find.
Yes, indeed. Did you say leave?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking.
But surely you're not leaving.
Well, it's not for a long time yet, but I always say, be prepared. It'll be a bit hard to leave a house that I've lived in for 20 years.
But my dear, I wasn't aware that you were even contemplating.
We weren't.
Dennis, Mrs. Walker doesn't want to be burdened with our troubles.
Oh, my dear, a trouble shared is a trouble halved.
No.
Ma'am, if you won't tell her, I will.
Oh, bless him.
Look, dear, if you don't want to tell me.
Mrs. Walker, I know I can trust you not to breathe a word of this to another living soul. Because Dennis and me, we don't want any trouble. Live and let live, we say. What will be, but we're being evicted. Mrs. Sharples is exercising her right to take over this house. Our house.
Never.
Yes, she's given us 4 weeks' notice.
But never in my wildest dreams did I imagine. Are you sure?
It's quite definite.
My dear, I'm terribly sorry. I hardly know what to say. But look, dear, if there's anything at all I can do, don't hesitate to call on me at any time.
Mrs. Walker, if you do hear of some little place that...
Oh, yes, really. Oh, dear, the things that people will do. But you mustn't despair. Now, whatever happens, you mustn't despair. And do come and talk to me. Oh, I'm so distressed for you.
Laugh and I'll crown you.
Hey, do you think she's telling them now?
Well, if she doesn't, my faith in human nature will be destroyed. She never has.
It's perfectly true, though I had to drag it out of poor Mrs. Tanner.
Whatever can Mrs. Sharples be thinking of?
Oh, that's a very old story, love. It goes back years. The relationship between Mrs. Sharples and the Tanners has always been very fraught. If you ask me, it's a clear case of victimization.
I think that woman used to call me a disgrace to this street.
I found these on one of the top shelves, Mr. Swindley.
Oh, paper collars. They used to be very popular at one period.
They're rather soiled.
Oh, they're cleanable, though, surely. Mark them down at a penny.
For the lot.
Miss Newton, this is a business enterprise, not a charitable institution. A penny each. You think there's any call for these nowadays? Camisoles?
Oh, they're very old stock, Mr. Swindley. I believe they were intended to cover... Well, I think the expression is cleavage. But I'm afraid the tendency nowadays is to...
Yes, quite. Remnants from a past generation. A shilling each. My poor father would turn in his grave. Ah, Mrs. Walker. Can we tempt you? Only a shilling each?
No, I was really looking something for the men to rest their heads on, you know. That nasty greasy hair cream makes such a mess of the chair backs.
Oh, Auntie Macassar's.
Oh, antimacassars. No, I'm afraid we haven't, Mrs. Walker.
No? Oh, well then, could I have some shirt buttons?
Miss Nugent, shirt buttons. Can I interest you in our lucky dip? A little gimmick, I think, is the correct expression.
Do you know, I'm usually rather lucky at this sort of thing, Mr.
Really?
Swindley. Do I?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Dig deep, Mrs. Walker.
Yes,
Dig deep. Oh, well, that's pretty odd.
What is it, Mr. Swindley?
What, a toasting fork?
Oh, no, not in plastic, surely.
I think it's a backscratcher.
I beg your pardon?
Well, a backscratcher, I think.
An old Chinese custom, I believe.
How quaint.
Here, buttons, Mrs. Walker.
Thank you. I suppose you've heard the news about poor Mrs. Tanner.
The news? What news?
Well, it's hardly believable, but I have it from her own lips that she's being evicted by Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, dear.
It really doesn't bear thinking about, does it? Such absolute vindictiveness. Thank you, my dear. No, I do feel that Mrs. Sharples has gone too far this time.
She has indeed.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Walker. Well, looks as though your guess was correct after all.
Well, here's to the old man.
I'll join you in that, mate.
No. You're up the wall. He were a little fella. He went bald early on. A bit bandy, I thought, but he was a devil of lasses, though. You know, what was his name now? Wait a minute. Your Annie will remember it.
Oh, well, she's not back from shopping yet. Well, what makes you think she'd remember him?
Well, not only by reputation. I mean, you know what these insurance chaps are. I won't imply out.
She out spending your brass, then?
There's not much to spend, lad, and time's no indication. She'll as likely come back with notice out. She makes hard work if it does, Annie, you know.
Ah, they're all the same. All the same. Mind you, I wouldn't swap them jobs. If it was a case of doing the housework or finding myself a job, I wouldn't have to make up my mind.
Oh, no. I don't think I'd settle for being an insurance agent if I had private means, even though it does bring in 25 quid a week.
25 quid a week?
Well, most weeks. I'm told that it's never under 18 for a bright lad like myself. You know, it depends on what you put into it, you see.
25 quid a week for doing note?
Doing note? It's hard work as insurance. All them women surrendering.
You what?
The policies.
Oh, it wouldn't be as hard as anything I'm likely to get. Driving and labouring, that's me. You fancy carrying a knob this weather, eh? Gee, the thought of it gives you goose pimples, doesn't it?
Hello, Bert.
Never bite me, old look.
I've got no skill, you see. It's all in me hands, that's all. Rough and mucky's all I'm likely to get.
Oh, I don't know. You could manage his job, couldn't you?
Why, what's his line?
Milk.
Use that in an alehouse, Mr. Tatlock.
Milk.
There you are, lad.
Lovely.
Having a bit of a break?
No, finished for the day, mate. You can't whack it, can you? Cheers.
Well, 12 o'clock in the morning?
Morning. Hello. Half a mile, please, Mr. Walker.
Lad, here's that cutting I promised you know, about teachers' salaries.
Oh, yeah, thanks very much. Hey, have you heard Elsie Tanner's being chucked out?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
I mean, soon gets around, doesn't it?
Oh, it's disgusting, that's what it is, disgusting.
Yeah, what surprises me is that she seems to be taking it lying down. Unless I missed the fireworks.
It's a blooming liberty, if you ask me. Hello, back, love. Spent up.
Of course I'm not spent up, but I have heard some news.
Let's all have a guess, shall we?
Guess? You wouldn't guess this in 1,000 years.
Now, boys, all together.
Elsie Tanner's got a notice.
Oh, hello, Tricky. You better know where you're headed.
Oh, and where am I heading then?
Do you know, I don't know. You fellas do it, I don't. All them pints you shove down you, all them big pints and all them little tummies. Oh, present company accepted, of
Do you
course.
mind?
Go on, tell us it's all muscle if it makes you feel better.
All right, then go on, belt that.
You kidding?
Go on, belt it.
Right.
Your daughter's just hit me.
Serve you right. Hey, have you seen our Stan at Rover's?
Well, no, I haven't, love, but I haven't been there yet.
Oh, well, if you do see him, will you tell him his dinner's on table?
He's right here. Hey, Stan, love, your dinner's on the table!
Oh, don't they show you up?
Len, could I have a word with
I'm
you?
wanted.
Hey, you, your dinner's on table.
I so heard. Hey, listen, Hilda, what time's our milk delivered?
Oh, I don't know, about 8-ish. Why, whatever's put milk into your head?
Do you know something? I think I've dropped right on it.
You what?
The only thing that worries me is it sounds too good to be true.
Good morning.
In, come on. Right.
Don't tell me you've broken your elastic.
I'm going to tell her.
Tell her what?
I'm going to tell Mrs. Ogden why you've given Elsie Tanner notice. I saw how funny she was just then.
You do no such thing.
Oh, but Ena, it's only right.
I am not concerned whether it's right or not. I happen to know the backing of all this. And when it comes to dealing with Elsie Tanner, I don't need any help from anybody. Thank you very much. I've not yet put all my cards on the table, you know. Oh.
Well, the end of a long day, Miss Student.
Yes.
Yes, but I think we can safely bask in the warm glow of success. I think we can safely say that our battle has ended in victory. One of the best sales we've ever had, don't you think?
Oh, yes, undoubtedly. I think your campaign was, well, quite masterly.
Oh, thank you. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Very gratifying, very gratifying. Of course, strategy is the key. It's all a question of strategy.
Oh, a gentleman left this card for you.
Oh, yes. Dobson and Hawkes. Dobson and Hawkes? But they're competitors.
He said, would I compliment you on your excellent window display?
Really?
He seemed most impressed.
How gratifying to be complimented by a competitor, particularly by a firm of the stature of Dobson and Hawkes.
Do you sell braces, love?
Oh, yes, indeed, Mr. Ogden. Any particular colour?
Oh, nice and bright. Something nice and bright, you know.
Would you care to have a go at our lucky dip while Miss Nugent gets them for you?
Over there? I'll have a go, why not? Oh, heck, that's all right, eh?
You've drawn something to your liking?
Yes, a bracelet.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Ogden, but we seem to have sold all the braces except for some in black.
Oh, I don't want black, though. I look like leftover from a funeral.
Well, we could have some in by next Monday afternoon.
All right, then. Well, I'll stick to my belt till Monday, and I'll blame you if my pants fall down. Thanks for the bracelet. Ta-ra.
A rough diamond, Mr. Ogden.
Yes, yes, indeed. Am I in time? For the lucky dip?
Yes, just in time, Mrs. Barlow.
Oh, it's just passing, and I've Minnie to have a go a week. I don't suppose much left now, though, will there?
Oh, I don't know. Our last dipper claimed to have found a bracelet, but it's the old adage, I'm afraid. All that glisters is not... Please dip in.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock, but I won't rush if I was you, you know. It pays to keep them waiting. No, me and Rosemary's going to Town Pictures. We're going to see one of them French films. Oh, you young devil. Hey, I'll tell you what it's about after. Don't bother. I won't be seen dead at one of them, you know. Well, you think the fellas are talking dead sexy, then one of them little titles comes on and says, pass me the cornflakes, Francois. No. Do you know what I fancy? It from outside of outer space myself. It's on at the Rialto. Well, I mean, you know where you're up to with them things.
Hey, Emma, you've got Mrs. Walker's shopping bag.
Hey, I'll see you then. Okay, try. Hey, just let's see if that Bob's still in, because I won't put it past her, you know, to put it in just to see if it stops in. Oh. Yeah, here it is. Just look at that. Ooh, the old bag. Anyway, come round later on, Mum, and I'll treat you then.
I heard that.
So what?
You're not the only one who can do treating, you know. Now, close your eyes and put your hands out.
Oh.
Do as you're flipping well told.
All right, go on, I'll risk it. Oh, Stan!
Don't say I never gave you a note.
It's not gold, is it?
You don't think I'd buy brass for my little Hilda, do you?
Where'd you get the money, though?
That's the point, isn't it?
Where'd you get it, Stan?
Oh, it's all above board, love.
Stan, where did you get it?
Oh, now, look, if you get a present given you like that, you don't ask questions like that, do you? Swindley's lucky dip. That's where I got it.
Ah.
Creeping decontrol, that's what was doing it.
Yeah, yes, you're right there.
What's creeping decontrol, for heaven's sake?
What? Do you mean to say a young fella like you, what's supposed to be educated, doesn't know what super decontrol is?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm surprised, lad. I am surprised.
Yes, yes. Go on,
Tell him.
explain to him, Charlie.
Yeah. Well, it's like this, you see. For example, well, I mean, it depends on the point of view, doesn't it? I mean, well, it hardly applies, does it?
I remember reading about a fellow what stuck it out for months until his landlord started playing Colonel Bogey on the trombone all hours at night.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, Colonel Bogey and all that's adding insult to injury, is
Yeah,
there?
they'll stop at nothing, some of them.
Mind you, there are a good few that I wouldn't want to rent a blooming garage to, let alone an house. If you ask me, it's 6 of one and half a dozen at t'other. Mind you, I'm not defending Mrs. Sharples, but...
Oh, you've got a black mark there, Mr. Walker.
Well, she can please herself.
Do you think we'll get any service?
Service? Why shouldn't we get service?
Oh, they seemed very hostile when we came through.
Well, you'll have to find that out then, won't you?
Oh, I feel a bit embarrassed, Ena.
Give us your money. Right. 2 minute starts over this side, please.
Well, what else did you find?
You mean apart from the list that we got for wormhole?
Yeah, apart from that.
Nothing, darling, absolutely nothing.
Hey, I thought you were supposed to be doing a damp patch upstairs.
Oh, it must have dried out.
What are you doing?
I'm creating a damp patch. It's very artistic, don't you think?
You know, you're the craftiest born fair. I know you two.
Oh, and what would you do, St.
Okay, but I still don't get it.
Well, I reckon it this way. The only way to stop Ena Sharples getting into this house is to make it unfit for human habitation. Try that doorknob.
Seems all right to me.
Right, now try closing the door.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I reckon that if you made the doorknob so it comes off in your hand and the door so it won't shut, well, we'll be all right.
Blind O'Reilly.
Well, what do you say?
Just like that.
Well, just like that. Just don't stand there. Say something.
I'm speechless.
Oh, he's speechless. Into the shade.
It's the shock, Mother. You see, the shock of finding 2 kind-hearted little folk like us turned into desperate criminals overnight. It'd come as a shock to anyone.
What do you propose we should do about it?
Take him down to Rovers. They have some stuff in the bottle there does wonders for folk who's got speechless.
Right, come on. Rovers. If you can't speak, just nod.
And you needn't think she'll change her mind, because when she thinks of her little one without a roof over his little head, she gets like a tiger at bay, does me, man?
Come on, speechless Rovers.
I've been contemplating, Miss Nugent, whether I should make a little gesture, you know, express some sort of regret to Mrs. Tanner in her hour of travail. A little sympathy, Miss Nugent, a little sympathy. We passed this way but once.
Yes.
Ah, Mrs. Tanner, how very opportune. I was just saying to Miss Nugent how deeply I regret your situation, particularly since, as it were, one of my employees appears to be the culprit. I refer, of course, to Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, well, you know what they say, Mr. Swindley. Some people are sent to try us.
Yes, that thought had occurred to me. Not an easy woman to get on with, eh, Leonard?
You can say that again, mate.
Most aggressive at times.
Precisely. However, as you say, Mrs. Tanner, there's a certain element of trial in these situations. One must fight the good fight, gird one's loins, if you'll pardon the expression.
Gird your loins.
Have you had a winner, summer?
Oh, it's from markets, isn't it, love? All our hard work just to buy me a bracelet, bless him.
Hey, that looks like...
Could I have a look, Mrs. Ogden?
Yeah, of course. Look, isn't it lovely?
Most attractive, yes. Could I have a word with you, dear?
Yeah, sure. You know, they say what they like about my Stanbury's art's in right place. All right, so he doesn't work very much. But when he does, once he gets that pay packet in his hand, never thinks of himself. It's always the family, me or our Irma.
Yes. Mrs. Ogden, dear, I hardly know how to say this, and I do understand your motives in everything you've said. I'm afraid it's my bracelet.
Yours?
Yes, love, I'm afraid there's no doubt. You see, the clasp is loose. Well, now, I could have dropped it anywhere from here to the end of Rosamond Street, but on reflection, the most likely place appeared to be Mr. Swindley's lucky dip.
Oh, heck.
Is that where it came from?
Yeah. Oh, I do feel a fool.
No, love. In your position, I would have said word for word what you've said. Now, look, no. Keep it for a few days. There's no need to give it back yet. Wait till everybody's forgotten all about it.
Oh, you sure you don't mind?
Of course I don't.
Oh, I'm glad you came in. Forgot my purse.
Oh, all right.
Hey, any offers? First prize at Swindley's. A plastic speedboat, atomic powered, of course.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted one of them. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll swap you for my set of air grips here.
Hey, I can always sell them to one of my customers, can't I? It's a deal.
Stick 'em up.
Exterminate all humans. Bang, bang.
I'm not playing, it won't be dead.
Hey, would anybody like to scratch my back?
Oh, darling.
I think this is yours, love.
Oh, 2 milk stouts over there, please.
Yes.
You've no need to count it, it's right.
Good evening, Mrs. Sharples.
Good evening, Mrs. Tanner.
Them two speaking.
No, well, I never thought I'd be speaking to Jerry's on Christmas Day 1914, but I did. And I'll tell you something. All hell were let loose on Boxing Day.